Good day, welcome to the Great White North.
Doribushi, Canada, how's it going? Happy Sunday? Saturday. Today's Saturday. Today's Saturday, Canada. You had me. You had me. I was like full on. It's Sunday, but it's Saturday. Scared me. So Midori Bushi, are you done with the game? Like you finished it at 36 hours? Not used to having days off. Do you have today off, or you had yesterday off? But you're getting close. Well, that's good. I think 36 hours. I think for JRPGs, I think about 40 hours is like a comfortable amount. And then if you're gonna have more than 40 hours, it has to be super engaging gameplay, not cutscenes, not grinding enemies. It has to be like you are conquering a tower and there's like dungeons on every level and like a big time sink that's rewarding. And I don't think most do that. So 40 hours, I think if this game hits 40 hours and it's satisfactory, perfectly fine. Yesterday off, nice. Don't overstay your welcome. That's one thing that the Tales games, every Tales game I've played, I think I hit about 40 hours and I'm done. I'm like, I don't want to play this anymore. But we're not playing those. We're playing Final Fantasy 16 today. No one is safe. I'm really surprised Sid is still alive. A statue fell on him in the Garuda icon fight against Benedicta, who seems like we stole her Garuda powers. Joker! Anything 40 hours needs some high school classes and drama added to them. Kappa. Yeah. Joker, hope you're having a good Saturday, dude. So I've got new powers here. Let's gouge and wicked wheel.
Where did you two come from?
That's enough.
It hit the stone and stopped. Ooh, I must have leveled up. Nice. I think that's the window that popped up that I didn't read.
The bridge is closed. Turn back, or it's the dungeons for you.
I gotta get used to having two sets of abilities. It's gonna take a minute. I wish there was some like graphical indicator, not like a UI indicator, but like on the character indicator.
Oh, it's only me.
Dummy, Gav, are you trying to get yourself killed?
It's not me who's been playing with fire.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Midori, is if I get out of combat and then go into combat, it's still in whatever I was in at the end of last combat. I'm not going to remember that.
Don't do things by halves, do you? This way. So if it wasn't you or him who freed the bearers, who was it?
Good question. Someone who didn't have their hands full fighting a bloody harpy, I guess.
Chill, what's going on, dude?
But what matters is they're safe. Something they wouldn't be had it not been for you, Gav.
Final Fantasy 16, yeah. Finished Elden Ring last Saturday. It's done. DLC's complete. I never have to play Elden Ring again unless they release another DLC, and then I'll wait until they nerf it, and then I'll play it.
Doing me job, like. So, what about his dominant?
Gone. And after we were so close.
Well,
Final thoughts on the Elden Ring DLC. I think so. I played in a very shameless way. I played through the base game, beat the base game, and then started the DLC. And I used NPC summons, Ashes summons, changed my weapons up to meet whatever the boss or enemy was so that I was dealing as much damage as possible. Like I was not trying to do like the broken sword, naked man, no summons bullshit. So from that perspective, I think the DLC all the way up to the final couple enemies and boss is good. Like it's fine. I I think there's less BS fights, and there's one really good fight that's in a side area that I really like. But I'm cutting it off at those last couple enemies because there's an enemy type that you fight in various points in the game that is unstaggerable, has a fair bit of HP, and does a ton of damage with high combo count attacks. And it's just not a fun enemy to fight. So the last couple enemies you find are that type of enemy. And then the final boss of the DLC has a fairly okay phase 1. And then it's like 10% of the HP is the phase 1. So me saying there's 2 phases really doesn't change anything. You get past the first 10% of the health. There's a cutscene, and then you start phase 2, which is honestly the real fight. And it's rough. It's really bad. There were a handful of times I got one shot from an attack that I wouldn't get one shot before. So I don't know if they had like some bad calculation happening where depending on how you were hit, you had different damage done to you. It was a relentless assault, slammy. I've got a bajillion HP boss that does a ton of damage and big AoE damage attacks that are difficult to avoid. I'm not saying they can't be avoided because I've seen a no hit of it. It's really rough. Did it really take 6 hours? Yes. It took me, now I want to say this. I knew of a way to beat the final boss. I did not want to do that method. So I spent 6 hours trying all of the methods that I used throughout the base game and the DLC. And I think I tried to respec to like kind of stay within my build, but kind of accentuate the strengths a little bit more. Shield weapon thing is too easy. Yeah, and that's what I did. After 6 hours of like trying to come up with a pippity-poppity solution of, hey, I can feel like I defeated this boss with my strategy. I did get close a couple times. Like I think I had 2 or 3 attempts where it was like under 50% health, quite a bit. And I was like, I could spend 12 hours, I could spend 4 hours running around collecting the final scattertree fragments that I somehow missed, or I can just put all my points into strength, health, and stamina, slap a big ass shield, and then poke him to death. And that's what I did. It took like 2 attempts with that, I think. 3 attempts. And he was done. It wasn't a fun fight. It wasn't fun to do. I didn't feel too accomplished. I mean, I was glad it was done. But the rest of it I liked. There are a couple really fun fights in it. There's one storyline that I was literally laughing on screen because it was like there's a super hard simp cuck guy in it, and like he gets so upset with you when you tell him that you're talking to his idol or whatever you want to call it, his obsessive target, his focus of obsession. And I was just laughing. It was hilarious. Not just a me issue. Yeah, it's definitely not a just a me issue. There's a huge discrepancy in the rest of the DLC's difficulty. Like, I understand as you progress the DLC, it gets more difficult. Things are hitting harder. They have more health. They're expecting you to have more of a toolkit when you get to that point, right? But then there's just like this huge increase at the end with that final boss and those enemies that it's just like, it doesn't make sense from a progression standpoint to all of a sudden I'm curb stomping all of the other bosses with what I'm doing. And then all of a sudden it's like, it doesn't matter what I try. I can't overcome this challenge with the methods that I want to use. It was, yeah, I'm glad it's over type feeling, not satisfaction. And And that's how I felt about a lot of the Elden Ring base game bosses. I would say the DLC bosses are a little bit better, just in general. Like, obviously, you have Renala in the base game. I still think Renala is the best fight in the base game. It has phases, it has mechanics. It's not just a quick time event. Make sure you're dodging at the right time, poke them a couple times, watch for the quick time event, dodge them at the right time, poke them a couple times fights. Those are brain dead bullshit. I hope you have the hand-eye coordination to do it fights. I don't like them. They're not interesting. Renala's fight where you have the phase 1, you have the little enemies, you have to find the right enemy to hit, and then you do that a couple times, and then her shield dissipates, she comes down, you can hit her a couple times, you back away because she does the big explosion that will damage you, and you repeat that a little bit in that phase 1, and then you have the phase 2 where she's summoning different enemies that you have to fight. She has this wide toolkit of abilities that you have to dodge. It's just a little more thoughtful than I'm this big enemy with lots of HP and you better wait. You better be sitting there doing nothing while my arms are up because I'm about at any minute I could bam, and then you better dodge roll at that point. Otherwise, you're going to take 80% of your health and damage, no matter where you're standing. It's just that got old so fast. I will say towards the end of the DLC, I got exhausted by the constant reminder that the game can move faster than the player. And I think when the game can move faster than the player, you've lost me as a player, because you're basically saying I have less capability than my opponent. And if it was a PvP situation, nobody would be okay with that. Every single person would be like, this is bullshit. Why is that opponent being able to move twice as fast as me, take as many more actions than me? It got really obnoxious. So that would probably be my primary complaint of the DLC, other than the final boss. They brought in Phil to fill the big brain for some fights, and then left the crackhead monkeys for the rest. Fill the big brain. I'm sweating. I gotta turn like AC or something on. I'll be right back. It's too hot in here. You felt the same way about the bosses as I did. Happy to hear that the DLC bosses were better. Definitely looking forward to it now. Yeah, I would say the DLC bosses are better, especially if you finished the base game. You're gonna feel pretty strong going in. You're gonna feel super weak until you get a couple, like 3 or 4 levels into the Scadutree buff. And then you're going to start to even out a bit, and you'll feel strong. You're on your cherry kush. It gives you energy and silly vibes. Hell yeah, dude. We've joked about that too, Midori, where they've got like one person. They let somebody design like 1 or 2 fights in the DLC or in each game, and it was like Renala in the base game, that one enemy. That one optional enemy, probably. I have an appreciation for a intelligently designed fight. Final Fantasy 16 has a little bit of that. 16's been good. I think the combat's a bit easy, but I am coming in with Elden Ring, right? So I beat Elden Ring, and then I came over to here. So this is obviously an easier game than Elden Ring. The combat's a bit shallow right now. I think the two icon abilities is adding a little complexity, which is good. Some more of the others, especially some music and design. The music is really good. I like I like that they took the traditional Final Fantasy music and like I I don't want to say they modernized it or covered it. It's just they took those tunes and put a more low fantasy theme to them. You know, it's like an orchestra versus chiptune, right? There is parrying and perfect dodges. There's perfect dodges. The parrying's a little bit different. The parrying is a lot more like, I swear there was another game I played where if you hit the enemy at the right time, it did a parry, and I can't remember what game that was. Like Tales of Arise or something. I do think the combat is like the opposite of Elden Ring. I feel like I'm making twice as many actions as the other characters, friends and foes alike. When you parry successfully, you get slow-mo. Right, but the parry is not like a block. The parry is I attack at the right time, boom, and then you get that slow-mo. I think that's cool. I'm not good at doing it yet, but the game's good. We'll see if it was worth the $60 price tag. I think if we get 40 hours of true game out of it, then that's good. The cutscenes can be a little bit slow. Is one thing. I think I'm kind of attention deficit though, so I may not be ideal case.
I can track him.
Where like long pauses of no talking kind of loses
told us
me.
about your family.
A couple of the voices also don't really match up well, like Sid and then that one guy that was with him. Those two are characters that the voices don't match up, but for the most part, they're okay.
Lost me own to Imperial Steel. Sometimes vengeance is the only thing that keeps you going.
Thank you.
I do like the stagger system on large
Safely,
enemies.
brothers.
I reckon he likes you.
I'm kind of wondering if you have too many actions for
She's gone.
controller,
She's gone.
at least with the layout that they're using.
My lady, you have to hold on. We're going to get you.
Gone.
She's gonna lose her fucking mind. One fight that you love for nothing else with the boss movesets. I'm not sure how I feel about those yet. I think they're cinematically interesting. But the one icon fight that I had, it was, I don't know. I would say the fight with Benedicta here is the best fight I've had so far. I'm not saying I was good at it, but it was fun.
What am I going to do? Barnabas?
How long to the coastal road?
At this pace,
This
we won't make
dude-
it by sunset.
Can we see who this guy is? Geralf is like top quality bro, carrying her to the coast. I did okay. A tragic character? We'll see.
He'll know.
I don't know
He'll
if I'd
cross me
go
out
that
like all
route
the
right now
others.
because whatever her backstory is, she's kind of an asshole.
What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
My lady,
Oh no! Game of Thrones strikes again! Oh my god. I fucking love that. That's my favorite thing in this game is if anybody doesn't know, I think the report was the lead on this project told everyone that was story writing had to sit down and read or watch Game of Thrones. And this shit where they'll have like a named character just all of a sudden fucking dead is straight up Game of Thrones. And I love it. It's so good. So much for the high quality bro. He dead now. Oh man. You messed up. So who are these? Who are these guys?
What do we
Just
have
bandits?
here?
Are you telling me just a group of bandits in the woods took down a whole
But we'd be
troop
doing the
of
slavers a
soldiers?
disservice if we didn't praise her work.
Yeah, you gotta get in there and be an animal. Maybe Garuda will save her in the last minute. Oh, flashback. This is Sid saving her with his over masculine
It's all
voice.
right. They can't hurt you anymore. Come on, let's go home.
What's that?
Is this it, Adolphus?
It's a flag for
My punishment
Somewhere.
for not listening to you?
flag TD. Touchdown.
This wretched world.
Is her full icon ability gonna awaken?
It deserves to die. It all deserves to die!
Yeah!
Die! Die!
Uh-oh, Booba. This is a pretty safe Garuda model. Usually Garuda's pretty risque.
Sid.
Last night. Shouldn't drink that. I'm just like,
feel
drink
it
the
too.
thing of the disc.
Garuda.
They should add a difficulty slider. I'm okay. I'm okay with the game not being overly difficult. There's like an NG plus, isn't there? Where you start the game over at level and then you can level up to 100 and it's called Final Fantasy mode or something. That's more difficult, right? I think the difficulty in this game is fine. Not every game needs to be Elden Ring. If you mess up once, you're dead. Start over difficulty.
By the flames.
She's drawn in too much ether. She can't control it. If Garuda isn't stopped, that vortex will swallow this whole forest, and us along with it.
How do
I'll stop her.
You'll stop her.
I heard it.
I like to use the F-bombs?
Someone is calling me.
Damn it, lad. That doesn't mean you have...
Midori, were you here yesterday when I was reading through the like parents' guide to Final Fantasy 16? Oh, what was that site called? Guide to Games and Movies. It's commonsensemedia.org. If you look up the Final Fantasy 16 guide on that, it's hilarious.
Listen. I should have gone with Gav.
Gav is the one that doesn't quite have. No, Gav is the scout. So she was kind of kicking our
Clyde,
butts.
I don't think you understand. That's not just windy weather you're wandering into.
Yeah,
Benedicta's rage knows no bounds. And that's
she's
on a
gonna
good
kick
day.
our ass.
I don't want to know what's waiting inside that.
But I do. I have to find out.
I suppose we'll awaken the Ifrit power. Is what's gonna happen, because I don't imagine we're gonna fight well.
Aye.
One for every fragment of my
I don't imagine I'm gonna do well against a dominant in icon form unless I am also a dominant in icon form.
This won't be easy.
Heal me, dog. Heal me. Heal me. Heal me. Heal me. You like the cooldowns instead of MP? I wish that it was more like I hold the right trigger and I have all 4 abilities. Cooldown versus MP. I can go either way. We'll see how I feel after I play the game. Because sometimes, like Tales of Symphonia, the cooldowns end up making the game feel more turn-based. And I'm not a fan of that. Like, make your game turn-based or make it real-time. Make a choice. So I need like a real healer. Otherwise, this is gonna get rough at some point. You love Tales of Symphonia with cooldowns and that, yeah. I mean, there was a system to get around it, but that system ends up making the game. That one system is very similar to the one that they put in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, where you have the turn-based combat, but then you have the moments where all of your team hit the enemy. Because wasn't there, I can't remember exactly how it worked in Symphonia, where, maybe I'm thinking of Xenoblade Chronicles. I think I'm thinking of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 that had cooldowns. Because that had the like topple, you would like make them unstable and then you would topple them and then you would do like a stun attack and then they all got to hit the enemy. That's what I'm thinking of, where the cooldown makes it feel like it's turn-based. Because you had like a global cooldown too. I should not mess around too much. But I am enjoying the somewhat easy experience. With Garuda, you can press B to draw enemies to me. Yeah. Well, it's RB for me, but yeah, I know.
How tall? Not this time.
Look out! It's a raid! Defend us from the raiders! Why is Nightbot taking forever on that shoutout? Dude Quicks, thanks for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. Are you in the DLC yet? Come on!
I think the game sucks. It's got fun mechanics, but it's got mechanics in it that completely suck and ruin the fun.
Dude Quicks, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. We are playing Final Fantasy 16. We're like 10-ish hours into the game. Just beat the dragon thing. You beat Flaccid Mansex. Congratulations. I don't have a clapping or cheering sound. I have this, but I don't think that's what you're looking for. Is Flaccid Mansex the Lord of Dragons? The incantation you get from that's pretty fun. The dragon laser beam. Great at hitting multiple enemies. Flaccid Mansex, yeah. Well, because it's like Felicita Mansex or something, like Felicita Sax. And it's just like, come on. That's a fun fight. I like that fight. I should say, I went on like a 20-minute rant earlier about Elden Ring and the DLC. I would say Felicita Sax is a pretty good fight. In all fights considered. That's one I definitely used the Godskin Peeler on, though. Because anytime an enemy in Elden Ring has an atrocious amount of HP and is a huge enemy, I'm just going to sit under him and do the Black Flame Tornado and just chew away at their health. You're out of magic, down to 1 out of 8 healing health. Stabbing his big toe with your butter knife. Yeah, I mean, whatever works. Yeah, if you're running out of magic and FP pots, you probably need to increase your intelligence or equip something to boost the power of your spells. You've not fought him yet. We'll use that weapon against him. Yeah, Midori, I would highly recommend. Now, this gets into the area of like what we were talking about before, where like give your own method a try for a bit. But if you're running out of potions, taking a ton of damage, just getting chipped away by glancing blows, and you're like, all right, fuck this shit. I can only get him to about half health, and then I'm out of everything, and then I die. Pull out the Godskin Peeler, sit underneath of them, do the little spinny tornado move, and their health will disappear because it's percentage-based damage instead of a flat amount. And when the boss has 100,000 health, dealing 10% of the boss's health or 20% of the boss's health is sure of a hell a lot better than dealing 1,000 damage. But yeah. Thanks again. We are going into a cutscene. So this is probably the warning for anybody that has not played Final Fantasy 16, doesn't want spoilers. This will probably be considered a spoiler because it's story progression. Godskin Peeler sounds like a featured dancer at the local strip club. Yeah. I'd pay for that stripper. Percentage based, interesting. Yeah. So it's like dealing 20% of health instead of a flat damage amount. The flat damage will win out most of the time, right? Because not everything has a bajillion health. But when they do, it's kind of like your little spell, incantation, weapon attack, weapon art, it's only dealing 1,000 or 2,000 damage versus 10% of 100,000 damage health. You can't compete. You're going to spend way more effort and time chipping away at their health pool. Slowly peeling away at his health. Yeah, absolutely. As a gamer, I want to do attacks that are meaningful. I want to take actions in games that are meaningful. I don't want to dodge an attack that I'm going to get hit by anyways.
He's in there. I know it.
There's a handful of fights in Elden Ring that I will just stand there and take the damage because it's not worth trying to dodge it. I think this is a weird system. Is this so that I can like go back to here before I do the fight? Like why not just go directly into the fight? Local map? There's something new here. The dragons. Where's that called? The Dragon's Airy? He's a dragon man. Let's go back to the hideaway. See what they have for sale. See what upgrades we could do. So far, the upgrades in this game are kind of shitty. Because when you have this is the same argument I was just making. When I have 1500 HP, what is 5 more HP gonna do?
I see I'm busy here. What do you want?
A bastard sword. Dark sash. So, because I pre-ordered the game, I don't need to make any weapons. At least not yet. I think the Dark Sash +2 is worth getting. And the Steel Crowns +2 is worth getting. So let's make our Dark Sash.
No scratches, right?
Yeah, see,
That should do you.
I added 8 HP to 1300 HP. That's not gonna do a whole lot. And then Steel Crowns. So I'm mostly
No
going for
scratches, right?
defense, where I'm adding 8 defense to 100. That's a more substantial thing.
Yeah, that should do you.
Craft or upgrade 5 pieces of gear. Done.
That it? Fine.
And then what's this lady have for sale? I should
what the
probably
code
top up on
dropped in.
potions. Is that why they're letting me do this?
weighing you down.
Here's your Dark Sash. Potion.
It'd better all be here.
What can I sell? Oh, I did get a Will of Fire. Rising flame damage by 10%. That'd be really good. Any resources that I have a ton of? I have 10,000 gil. I probably don't need to hold on to it. What else do we have? The training stone. What have we unlocked in the training stone? Final Fantasy 17 needs to bring back more RPG elements and side quests. This game could be better. So there's nothing new here that I couldn't already get. So do a save before we go in. Probably don't need to. But whatever. Here we go. Eye of the Tempest. Yeah, it's going to be interesting playing through this game if I never change jobs or classes. That's a pretty big deviation from Final Fantasy. I think even 15 you had multiple weapons, or you could at least play as other characters. Dang. It's been a while since I played that. I tried to replay 15 like a year or two ago, and it was way too slow. I was like falling asleep playing it. Is that our dominant? Oh, that's right. We did see that person. So he thinks the person in the cloak that he saw is the dominant for Ifrit, when he was probably just like seeing the future or something. So that's what he's doing.
Wait! Clive, was that
The Dominant. The man who killed my brother.
Yeah.
Are you absolutely certain?
No, he's an idiot.
I've seen him every night for the past 13 years.
He hasn't changed a bit.
Just as the flames of his icon took Joshua.
Now! I'm here, and so's Torgo. Don't worry about her.
It's just, it takes one cutscene and then your key character is going to be dead.
You've been waiting for this. Go! Sit!
Forgive me.
I love that. I appreciate the lack of plot armor. It brings more meaning to, oh shit, person's dead. Or like when there's a fight and they're like, oh no, they could die. It's a real,
Where did he go?
real thing, and not like, oh, they'll be fine. Like death sticking. So it's not so much about death sticking. I think in a fantasy setting like this, when you have all the magic and potions to heal injury, I think it's okay. But if you smash a guy with a giant boulder, or like set him on fire, or like a fireball hits him, that character should die, right? Like, it shouldn't have. Oh, that boulder was really heavy, guys. Maybe I should have done this last night. I didn't realize we were gonna go straight from boss battle to boss battle. I thought after that first fight we would be like doing some questing or something. I prefer when deaths are stranding. I'll get more and more non-stop battles later.
She's toying with me.
It's like dark here. What if it's gonna storm? It's way too hot for how dark it is.
found you.
Why did you kill my brother?
You called me! Why?
That's a creepy smile. Here we go. Oh. Yeah, because it's not like we can fight Garuda. Straight up.
Where is he? Where is the dominant?
Oh, I forgot to change that equipment. Shit. Takedown. Larger enemies can be partially staggered when the roll gauge is reduced. Garuda's embrace and partially staggered on the top of it. I don't quite understand the, I understand how this works. Here you go. It's just a longer, it's like a second long pause on the part that's next. Oh, this is the dodge phase. Oop. I didn't do a very good job of that. Can I hit her right now? Oh, shit. We're dicing her up. Oh, right in the eyeball. Now the question is, all the damage we did to Garuda, is it reflected in Benedicta? Like, she can be missing fingers and an eyeball? Or is it like when you're in the icon form, it's all mana, and you just convert back to your human form? Right.
You're nothing.
Magicka? It's not mana in Final Fantasy, right? It's Magicka.
What's that? And I will not let you stand in my way!
Okay. Oh. Soccer ball. I really hope that music's going through. It really sounds like that. It is. It's not! It's not coming through! No! I'm sitting here playing music. You piece of shit! Oh my god! Alright, we need to redo the cutscene. Can we start over? Okay, they're actually playing music. I did that yesterday, Midoribushi, when so you have these like super epic moments where Sid will start doing his lightning and there's no music, there's nothing. So I started playing AC/DC's Thunderstruck whenever he would start doing shit. It actually worked pretty well. This actually has music to it. Melee range attack evade. Can be used to charge the enemy. All abilities available on bodying can be confirmed on the abilities tab. Don't throw her away, we need to hit her. super Chad. He doesn't need music. Yeah, okay. Skyfall. That's a James Bond film. Caught it. Collision of the two bolts is great. Two magic attacks. She's dodging now. I wasn't quite sure if the button's gonna be there. My arm! You're back. Nice. You should have had to go for the crotch. There's a lot of slow-mo. It was too much slow-mo. Am I throttling her? These numbers are meaningless. Ooh. Burn the world. Oh, she's dead. Crispy. So, is that a cat? Hello? We're still just the dominant of Ifrit. But we have the blessing of the Phoenix and Garuda. Yeah. essences.
Control it, Clive! It is you, isn't it, Clive? Stop this! Now!
Ooh, ooh! I had to make sure that it was playing. This is way too long. It's an old man.
I said stop!
I know there's already music playing. I'm totally ruining it. Oh, and Brian Johnson up in there. Is that the lead singer of AC/DC? I wouldn't know.
You're too nice is your problem. Bloody mess, this.
He was lead singer for that song. Oh, so they had multiple lead singers. I kind of want to pull up the previous scene because it being completely devoid of music made me want to add music to it. Where they first introduced
The
Sid.
ghost you've been chasing. It was inside you all along. I'll be damned if I know what that means.
Plot twist? Did I miss something? Must have missed something. Is she alive or not? Oh, that's not a plot twist. That's something the player should have known.
Why did you have to listen to him?
She dead? She looks kind of dead.
This can't be what you wanted. Can it?
Maybe dead. She's pretty colorful for being dead if she's dead. Her little pennant. She must be dead. He's walking away from her. Fresh dead. Listen, I don't know firsthand, but from what I understand, your body doesn't retain color for very long when your heart stops pumping. It's movie dead. I'm sorry, okay? I'm trying to be too real.
His Majesty!
Is that the King of Balud?
King is bold, desperate.
It's another character that looks like my character.
Will you engage him personally, Your Highness?
Is he a dragon?
Of course.
A dragoon? Because somebody was singing the praises of a dragoon. And can
Cause breath fill your wings.
a dragoon really stand up to him? I don't know. I don't know the Final Fantasy gods well enough. Fenrir for Bahamut? That's their Bahamut? What? Isn't Bahamut usually like a big hulking monster guy dragon? Am I thinking of another one? Is usually the god of summons and is husky, right? Like usually Bahamut's like big guy dragon. And this one's like a bunch of stick. It's a stick bug of a dragon. He's very different in this game. Yeah, he's the only one that's very different so far. Power dwells within Dianli Such, Prince of Sambrak. Gregorian faithful hold dragons to be sacred creatures. Bahamut is the most sacred of them all because of this. Because of this, the icon is loved and revered by the imperial populace. Redo his character design in this one. Hey, Bahamut got shamed and had to lose the bulk, man. That's like, have you seen any recent pictures of Batista? The dude lost like a whole person in weight. It's crazy.
With us!
Oh, maybe he's a little chunkier than, no. Maybe it's an Angus thing. What's the synopsis on Odin? Warden of Darkness rides atop a spectral steed, sharp enough to split the very seas in twain. King Barnabas of Willow. What's happening here? Or did you give up?
Reform the cohorts. At once.
He fought for like 30 seconds. The pausing of scenes, the active time lore is probably the best feature in this game. It's on the same level as Armored Core 6's training area. It's phenomenal. Coach called a timeout. It's intermission.
Your
Maybe.
Highness.
Saboteurs.
Their attacks are frequent and widespread, even in the holy capital.
The capital. What of my father? Is
His
he...
radiance is safe. But he has ordered the city guard strengthened. We can expect no reinforcements.
That is of no matter. The Emperor's safety is paramount. I
shall deal with our enemies here.
He doesn't seem very exhausted to me, Midori. It looks like he was thirsty. He was parched. And as the prince he is, he took a break from the combat instead of dying on the field. Like the pores. Bahamut got outmatched. So we're in chains now. Are we gonna realize what's going on?
It was me.
It was me, finally.
I killed Joshua.
Yeah. Why is he naked? Sid, you're a pervert.
Awake. You're just full of surprises. First that trick with Garuda, then whatever the hell that other thing was.
Wait, were we naked when like the? Were we naked when? Oh my. Yos. King Barnabas of Willow. Heart stops pumping. I know there's already music playing. I'm totally ruining it. Oh, and Brian Johnson up in there.
Too nice is your problem.
He's we're not naked here. So Sid took all of her clothing off. I don't get double the views. I don't care. I'm more interested in people that are here hanging out than view count. We're not naked. So who took all our stuff off? Sid's a pervert. All right.
Didn't know you had it in you.
Dude, I need to use the restroom and then we'll see why Sid made us naked. All right, I'll be right back.